Mm-hmm.
And so, Carnage has been on a tear.
I remember seeing on Twitter that was a really close match.
Right. Well...
Okay, so this is going to be best of 5. First match we're going to see here is Clam Blitz on Wahoo World.
Clam Blitz on Wahoo World, and we're seeing some pretty standard stuff. We see bamboos on both sides. We see a double armor on the side of CMO Fanclub. But we also see something that hasn't been seen too much as of recently with the tent umbrella. And on Clam Blitz, that's a very potent weapon to use to your advantage when pushing into closed quarters.
Yes, that can be such a distraction for Clam Blitz in particular. And I'm really interested the tent umbrella with the double armor combo is going to be really interesting to see.
Right, because armor pairs very well with hammer. As you can see, this hammer gets charged very quickly. Unfortunately, 2 are down on the side of CMO Fanclub, and it looks like Desire is taking this one right to the bank. 2 power claims going in, and a bunch more to keep this one going. Ink on the ground still for Desire, and they've already got the jumps going in. Rissa, I don't know how a team with the composition of CMO Fanclub can do that well against this defense.
I totally agree with you there. Desire there, they saw that there were 2 down on the side of CMO Fanclub, and they immediately rushed up. I like that they didn't hesitate at all, and they just rushed up and scored that clam. They have their score to 36 already within the first minute of the match. That's awesome.
That's a hard one to overcome, especially on a map like Wahoo World. I know the clam spawns are very generous, but that doesn't mean that it's easy to score on this map. It's very hard to get past with all of the moving objects on the map. But if you do have a lot of paint and a shield to guide your way, it can make it a little bit easier. 2 specials up on the side of CMO Fanclub, or just 1 right now, and they've already got the power clam in. 1 going down, unfortunately. Seems like they're just kind of diving towards the purple paint, and that's a full wipe. A good couple of scores on the side of CMO Fanclub, but it doesn't seem like it was worth the while.
I like that they were able to follow up that 1 power clam with another power clam. So they could get a few points on the board there, but right away we're seeing Desire come up immediately. Grilla's gonna go ahead and score that clam. Madfish just jumped in! I didn't even realize they had another clam. Madfish just scored the clam. They broke down their penalty. They got a few more points on the board. They're down to 28. And it looks like CMO Fanclub here is gonna have to work to get a lot of map control. Gorilla here is doing a great job with the Gal playing support and just painting up the map for his teammates.
People really underestimate how much that sprinkler can paint up the map. Like, there's so much purple paint on the map right now because of how oppressive this team has been. But not oppressive enough for CMO Fanclub to get a couple of scores. Leo trying to get the lead, but doesn't quite get it. Trying to get those last couple of clams in, barely misses out. I'm sure that if the reaction times were just a little bit slower on the side of Desire, that would have been the lead, and they would have been in a much worse position.
I like how Desire, that lead was almost taken by CMO Fanclub. Desire already has 28 clams, 30 clams. It's rising as I'm talking. I love that they are grabbing these clams. They know that they need to keep them away from CMO Fanclub if they want to keep the lead here, because right now it's so close.
It is very close, and you see these teams are getting very scrappy. A lot of specials coming out. Opie going down on the brush, dropping a power clam, and that's a lot of their paint going down in 1 player. Opie does get the jump back, but are they going to be able to defend that jump? Yes, it looks like it. There's a lot of purple on the map now. And Rissa, this is do or die, 1 minute left.
This is do or die. Desire has 29 clams right now. CMO Fanclub has 12. Desire is doing such a great job at holding mid right now. Even though, you know, Opie may go down, his teammates are holding mid here for him, and they're keeping all these clams from CMO Fanclub. It's going to be really tough.
Trade on either side. It looked like both of those missiles ended up getting a pick. Opie going down as well. Desire is now 2 down. And they're trying to juggle clams, trying to stay alive. CMO looking like they're trying to push back in, but there's still a lot of purple on this map and a lot of clams on the side of Desire. Specials already coming up once again, and this is looking like it's going to be the last fight. CMO coming in with this Ultra Stamp and does get a pick, but it's looking like he's going to go down too. Oh, wipe on the side of CMO Fanclub. That's going to be the game. Oh my goodness.
And just like that, Desire is going to take game 1 of this winners round top 32. Whew. Desire was doing such a good job at not only map control, but just keeping the clams from CMO Fanclub. Like, you could see them kind of making clams so that way CMO Fanclub couldn't go find any other clams.
Yeah, you were calling it out as we were going. I mean, it looked like Desire had a power clam at every single point during that game. It was impressive.
That was.
And my heart stopped when I saw that hammer come out. I thought that's it. That's going to be the turnaround. But Desire, very, very good management of their specials and of the awareness of the other team's specials, so that when things like that arise, they couldn't just take over the map, take a couple of picks out. They held the fort. They really did, yeah. I know, and that moment when you see a tent all of a sudden come out with a hammer, like usually, you know, something deadly happens, but in that case, Desire put a stop to that really fast, and they really held control of mid there at the last point. So next up, we're going to be seeing tower control on the reef. I'm interested to see if the teams come out with bamboos again, if maybe they switch to chargers. I know that people have really been liking Ray recently. I saw a couple of tweets earlier about how we've been going back to a Ray meta, etc., etc. But but I do think that it is important to have specials like the Stingray, like the Booyah Bomb, like the Tenta Missiles, which allow you to get, I don't want to say free pressure on the tower, but essentially free pressure on the tower to put a stop to pushes. And Stingray is a favorite of the backliners, so I'm sure we're going to see a couple at the least. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Oh? So, on the side of CMO Fanclub, we are seeing that Stingray that you were talking about in the form of a Squelcher. And then on the side of Desire, we aren't seeing a Stingray, we're going to be seeing an E-Leader from Madfish. They might see the Booyah Bomb from Beanie as a replacement to the Stingray, but the flavor of the week, C-Jet, Custom Jet Squelcher has been that really has over the scene. Yes, yeah, that has been the flavor of the week. I totally agree. That is the perfect way to explain that. Right, because it's just like, I think it was in the most recent Area Cup that it had been like shown how much it can be used to just churn out Stingrays, and you saw the gear at the beginning of the game. Like a full special charge set is just going to be churning out Stingrays. That's 2 already in a minute. Leo is going to be playing these Stingrays very, very potently. Yeah, it's almost like we need a Stingray counter. So, in the match so far, I've seen a lot of picks back and forth. Right now, we're finally seeing a push started from the side of CMO Fanclub. And they have a lot of map control. It's almost kind of reversed from the last match we were watching. But map control doesn't mean much if you don't clear out every corner. Opie getting a nice shark there, and getting another to clean up CMO Fanclub and putting paint control back on the side of Desire. Another Ray coming up from Leotos, but it does seem like Desire's got the armor ready to keep this push rolling. They know that they're gonna have to try and have armor for these Stingray defenses or pushes that Leotos is gonna come out with. So here I saw that Desire got a few points on the board. The points are really close, but I think that was smart that they jumped back and waited a second to regroup, so that way they can come back for a stronger push. I think it was really smart for a number of reasons, but right now it's looking like Opie is taking over most of the base of CMO Fanclub. A Booyah Bomb coming out, and it's looking like the Spectres are about to start chaining. CMO Fanclub needs to get a good pick or two here. Leoto's going down. Oh no, that's their backline, that's their anchor. They're not going to be able to rotate much without that.
Yeah, that was
end up getting a trade.
That was a really crucial pick on the side of Desire to stop all those Stingrays coming out. Now, Madfish Hero's doing a really good job at trying to keep bridge. That's a really crucial spot to hold on this map. But as an E-leader, you do have to be a little bit more careful about how you position yourself so you don't get rushed down.
Right, the mobility is super important to be mindful of. It's not like the custom Jet Sculpture where you have that burst bomb and the quick fire rate to aid in your mobility. But it seems like Desire is working around it pretty well. Madfish has not been going down too much during this game. Looks like they're getting a lot of control over the the enemy base already. Looks like there's a lot of blue, but a Stinger just come out.
We saw Opie up there just being an absolute nuisance. Doing brush things, being such a distraction.
Opie is very good at doing that, very good at getting in those little crevices and corners. But I don't know if it's going to make them or break them, because, I mean, CMO Fanclub did get only one push off and they got it to 64 instantly. I think it could just take one or two good picks and a couple of armors, and this could go back into their favor. And two going down to that suction bomb, that's huge!
Wow, that was a crucial bomb. That was a great pick.
People really do underestimate bomb pressure, and I know you've seen this with the tournaments you've been watching recently. How important is it to have those lethal bombs on pushes like this?
It's so important. That can be... It's almost like a barrier to keep the team back. Oh, and just in this instant, CMO Fanclub is so close to taking the lead here. They got it to 20. They did it. They took the lead.
Oh my god!
Just like you were saying, those few picks would have been so crucial for them to get the lead, and it happened. We just saw that.
One unlucky bomb, and I know the people are going to be calling it unlucky. One unlucky bomb is all it took to swing that momentum directly into their favor. And once you get that armor chain rolling, it's so hard to stop. But it's looking like Desire's going to try and do something of their own with that armor. They've got a Booyah Bomb already popping up, but it's looking like CMO Fanclub's in a really good position to stop this right now. Armor going up already. Looking like they're getting a couple of shots on Gorilla. No! Opie wasn't able to save the tower. Fantastic turnaround.
That was a great turnaround. Yeah. And I think that double armor that they had, the flavor of the week, as you say, flavor of the month, that really helped them out in that specific push. That was really good.
Wow.
A lot of that I saw Leotos with the Ray try and push back Madfish as the backline, trying to use that to push back Madfish, but then also would switch it over to the tower. Wow, that was really good.
No, it was amazing play from both sides. CMO Fanclub is very explosive, is what I'm seeing.
Yeah. They took that little moment of vulnerability on the side of Desire, and they pushed and got the lead just like that. That was really good.
Yeah, it was like a small little moment of chaos in Desire's elaborate scheme, right? You know, they've got this paint control, they've got Opie causing distractions where they need him to be, and it seems like Desire has got a really solid game plan, but a game plan doesn't go up well against some explosives that can knock things out of place, so to speak.
Yep, absolutely.
And so I'm excited to see on this next map, Splat Zones on New Albacore Hotel, how that's going to play into it, because it's not easy to get explosive plays on modes like Splat Zones, where you need to have a lot of paint, where you need to have a lot of coordination.
And this map too, in particular, is one that backliners love. So I'm feeling like we're gonna maybe see the E-Leader come back from Madfish. We're gonna see that the Squelcher both backlines came back for this match in particular. So we're gonna have a Squelcher on the side of CMO Fanclub, and then the E-Leader on the side of Desire. Ooh, and it looks like CMO's coming back out with that tent.
I'm still very curious on what they're thinking is with that tent, but he's a talented player and they've won a game, so I can't really fault them.
Oh my gosh, Opie immediately going for that flank on the backliner.
Giving him a couple of taps, making sure that Leotos knows that Opie is going to be down her throat during this entire match. That was fantastic. You saw he saw the opportunity. I mean, it's a special charge-up Jet Squelcher. They're going to be going for an early Ray. That was very forward-thinking of Opie.
Yeah, that was really good. And that way, it as you can see, Jakey here just trying to, because Jakey knows if they keep their eyes off of Opie, then Opie's just going to come back around for Leoto. So this is a really big distraction for the side of Desire.
But it seems like Opie went back to the zone, tried to get a little bit more paint, get a little bit more pressure on that area of the map, but wasn't able to succeed. 2 going down for Desire. They're back up now, and it looks like they've got a push mounting. Some specials coming in.
We're going to be seeing one of those rays here from Leotos. Ooh, getting a pick on Madfish. That was a really crucial pick, getting Desire's backline picked like that with the Stingray.
That Chargers has been a very big presence for Desire, but it's looking like this very grouped up CMO Fanclub is going to be no match once Madfish comes back, getting a very clean snipe, and Leotos going down as well. And paint instantly turns back in the favor of Desire. They have so much paint with this composition. I'm just so impressed. It's deceptive.
It really is. You think, oh, they have 2 gals, but then it turns out the 2 gals in that brush are just painting this entire map. And that's letting them get their specials faster.
Yeah, that's the other thing, right? It seems like they have many more specials churning out than CMO Fanclub. You see the hammer come out, but it's really no match when they have armor already. Timer's ticking down to 10, and it's looking like this is going to be the match. Desire taking another clean game off of CMO Fanclub. Yep, that's it.
Yep. Oh. We saw that hammer come out, and it was in one of those moments where it could have been just totally deadly for Desire's side, but Gorilla was able to get the trade with that hammer, and it was just, and each team too, they had pretty similar kill counts, but just in this instance, Desire really painted up the map. They just held the zone and they played zone specifically. Yeah,
no, they like you said, they had a lot of specials coming out, and it might just because they're focused more on having that constant paint, right? Like if you're pressing the right trigger, the paint button, more than the other team, you're gonna have more specials, you're gonna have more paint.
Yeah, more paint means it just shows like how much harder it is for the other team to push in if they're not painting back. And that's exactly what we kind of saw in that match in particular. So for next, we are going to be going to game 4. Desire up by 1 game. Next up is going to be Inkblot Art Academy Rainmaker. I am excited to see how both of these teams play out Rainmaker together.
So CMO Fanclub did very well on tower control. And so I think that that's going to be returned in a mode like Rainmaker Inkblot, where an explosive team is going to have much more potential. You know, like Rainmaker, all it takes is one hard push, and that's it. That's the push. That's the game-winning push. In tower control, it's not so much, but it's more of the same. You know, it's taking the objective from one side of the map to the other, moving to go with it. And I think that CMO Fanclub did a very good job of that. You know, they were able to be very quick on their feet and get the paint on the ground when they needed it. So I think they're going to be doing the same thing here.
Yeah, especially the way they came back from that tower control map, like you were saying. Absolutely, I could see that coming. And then I like how they're staying really consistent on the side of CMO Fanclub with the Squelcher and the 2 armors from the Zaps. This time, CMO's going to be coming out with the... Is that the Sorella?
Yes, that is the Sorella.
So keeping up with the Brella theme going on. And instantly, both teams had 2 down here in that very mini push that we saw from the side of CMO Fanclub. Beanie here putting up a lot of pressure, but taken out by Dre. Dre saw that Beanie was up there trying to hold down pressure on Leotos.
Dre coming to teammates' aid exactly when they needed it and getting a clutch pick. It doesn't look like CMO Fanclub has a lot of paint on the map right now, but this Rainmaker going to reset back to the middle, and Dre looking like in a 2v1, unable to get the picks, and now it's looking like Desire is going to get a very strong push off of this. No, Leoto was looking to stop that. Very, very calm play from CMO Fanclub. I really like where this is going.
I like that they didn't push out, quote-unquote feed. They just kind of grouped up together and stopped the push together. So I really like that. So that way they had all their players still up. I like how we've seen the Rainmaker reset twice here. Very smart on the side of both teams instead of, playing out something that might be too risky. They're both playing really smart here and just trying to get the upper hand on each other.
Right, and that Rainmaker reset, when you pop that in the middle of the map, it grants you a lot of paint. And right now it's looking like Desire's trying to make this push happen. One going down on either side. CMO trying to use that bomb rush to get a little bit of pressure on the map. Doesn't look like it's going to go. Opie flinging the hammer. And Leotos firing back with a Stingray. Trying to keep Desire at bay. Looking like this Rainmaker is going to reset one more time.
Another
Leotos
reset.
is going down though.
Ooh, what took out Leotos there?
I didn't see.
I didn't see either. That was a big pick for Desire because that stops yet another Stingray coming out.
Another down on the side of CMO Fanclub. They do have the armor, but it's looking like Desire's trying to make a move. 2v2 on the left side of the map near the boxes.
Ooh, really good picks there for CMO Fanclub. They're going to have 2 down. Opie! I didn't even realize he was there and had hammer ready. Oh my gosh. Really good pick from Opie. Really good distraction for Desire there too. Opie just showing us that he can, no matter what weapon he's playing, he can play as a distraction.
Right, and remember when I was saying how the hammer can be very deadly and very important for teams to push with? That's what I was talking about. That kind of pop-off potential. A great push coming on the side of Desire. Another...
Oh, they just keep grabbing it!
Picks, and they just force it down CMO Fanclub's throat. This is looking like it's going to be the end. It's a 2v1 on the Brella, and it's not looking great. CMO goes for the reset, a very smart play, knowing he wasn't going to make it out of there alive, and resetting the Rainmaker so that they can't instantly push that and get the lead, giving time for his teammates to respawn. It's looking like CMO Fanclub trying to group up around the Brella again, and Gorilla's trying to make a play, trying to get that Rainmaker before it resets, but it's not going to happen.
Wow, look at the way Madfish is positioned up there, just absolutely fearless on the other side of the map. Just, I love that. Love seeing that from a Charger.
Chargers can be aggressive players too, and Madfish is a prime example of that. No fear. Speaking of no fear, CMO's dancing around these bombs, but unfortunately gets taken out. It's looking like Desire's trying to get something started. A Stingray comes out from Leotos, maybe a little bit of a panic. Ink Armor comes out too. They're trying to get something started with these specials, but it's looking like they're just trapped on their plat. Never mind. They get a pick. They're trying to move in. Opie with the hammer!
Right when I was literally just going to say Opie has a hammer ready, and just like that, he popped the hammer and got 2 picks. They are going to be taking... I like that they took the Rainmaker there just to kind of keep all that pressure going still. Gorilla here just playing such a good, like, aggressive support, painting the map, getting these picks. It's going to be really, really hard for CMO Fanclub to grab the Rainmaker here.
This is their tournament. Not their tournament set, but this is the match point. The Rainmaker resets with 1 second left, and that's gonna leave them out to dry. Desire takes another game off of a very highly ranked, highly seeded team. Desire has been popping off.
They've been popping off. I love this. I'm glad we got to watch this.
Oh
wow.
My goodness, Madfish.
Madfish taking the top KA with the Charger. You love to see it. Wow.
Oh, 3-1 for Desire in the top 32 bracket of InkStorm 8. I'm floored.
I'm floored too. I need to take a breath after that one. Desire just did